Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night Vampire Chronicle. I'm the Ravnos Archon. My name is Juan. I'll be your storyteller this evening. Last we left off with our Anarchs. We opened up with them arriving at the Red Eye Lounge to meet with Charlie Two Calls, who is a kinfolk bouncer there. They asked him about some of the names that they had on their list that they got from the nerdy werewolf informant that they found with the disciples. They learned that none of Otis's coterie are hanging out at the Red Eye anymore, since they have a new fancy office across the river. And so there's a new manager called Denise Redding that took over for the spot. But they learned a couple of names, among them Kyle Guthrie, who is a lawyer in the city. And they also learned that the new alpha goes by the name of Gorehowl. And he tries to keep everything following the cycle of the full moon. They decided to call the law firm instead of just showing up. And when they arrived, they saw that the 9th and 10th floor of this cube building was devoted to the law firm, with the 10th floor being devoted to the three partners and Kyle Guthrie himself. Inside, he made references to being able to have sniffed out what they are, but he also didn't act violently towards them. Very civil. They asked about the cult of Fenris, and he told them that it should have been destroyed in World War II, but some things are hard to erase, and told them that they were fair game, that none of his kind would bat an eyelash if anything happens to them, and also asked them and gave them a special silver bullet, but he asked them to find and deal with a guru called Rens the Veil that is part of this cult of Fenris that has made himself part of the disciples. They were told also that if they caroused between Grant and Highland, they could bump into one of the other city wolves, who is named Jimmy Trashcans, who is a bone gnar of the breakdancing variety, and has a small menu of trouble that he is willing to make for the right price. They did not decide to go for the deluxe package, but they did offer him some money for some of his services. And then we decided to hang out for a couple days as they were waiting to hear back from Guthrie's contact that was their information was given to them, a Samuel Miller, who is a forensic accountant, and because if they wanted to try to find the money trail, then a forensic accountant is going to be your best bet. Trix came in with some information as far as her time at the Vagabond, and she revealed that Coulson and Thompson have spent a lot of their nights kind of chatting in the beginning of the evening. But she also revealed that her friend has been acting paranoid, and that she's seen that a lot of her past stuff has been scrubbed. Andreas woke up to Shepard talking to a familiar Thin Blood Primogen that they know, and it was revealed that since he's become Primogen, he's now has the ability to ask, to volunteer people to do things for him, and one of those things was to try and find out what was going on with Grant Reynolds, since a lot of new information has been coming out about the Sabbat being active in the city. And he also warned them that the church fire has brought the attention of a certain society, quote unquote, to the city, and that they might want to lay low for a little bit. But he was also willing to share that although the Sabbat pack that they've been after have been doing questionable things, that Otis has not put them on the red list yet. And we left off with them meeting up to exchange their information. We're going to be picking up, however, in a very high highbrow office, I would say. What does Samuel Miller's office look like?
Well, uh, it's not in a office building yet. It's he's still pretty new to the city, so it's in a strip mall.
Mhm.
While it is well appointed, there's just a couple of rows of desks, and there's two offices in the back, and you can see there's a back door straight back. It is a nice office. It is well appointed, but it is still in a strip mall for the moment.
Kevin has been walking through some of the information that was found. He's told you that Cal Guthrie did call and let you know that some people were directed in your general vicinity. What does Kyle look like?
Kevin. Kevin is yeah. No, that's fine. Too many Ks. So Kevin is actually fairly similar to Samuel. He's less like 5'9", 5'10", probably average height for an adult male. Caucasian, sandy hair. Well, he's very. Your first impression of him is that he's probably a little uptight, very serious, not too much in the humor department. Takes work and advancement very seriously. But he's very attentive, and he's also very good at his job, which is the reason that Sam hired him.
Okay. He comes over from his desk after taking a phone call, and he lays down a notepad, just a copy that he's made for you, for your records. But he stays standing in front of your desk. Mr. Miller, I've tracked down the information that Mr. Guthrie passed on to us for the new, I don't want to use associates, but clients, perhaps?
To be seen, to be determined.
Yeah. And he'll flip through his legal pad. The first name that I got was Erickson Wood. This is a former state senator from the Bible Belt. Turns out his wife was murdered in their house and was a person of interest until they found a body matching his documented information. I'm currently tracking down his sire's information and the connection to how this information, this news might have become fallen by the wayside, considering how high profile he was.
Right.
But that is as far as I've gotten in the last day. The second name I got was an Andreas Barker. This is a member of the Free Souls, the motorcycle club that's currently parading around the West Salem. He is often seen in the company of a member that goes by the name of Shepherd.
Shepherd.
Also, Mr. Guthrie did mention that he had a intimate knowledge of certain events that happened during World War II. So he might be older than some of the other ones that are currently in the city.
Interesting.
He hasn't had any record compared to the other members of the Free Souls in the last year, but they have been getting into, shall we say, questionable activities.
Well, hopefully no record means he's at least competent.
Hopefully. The last name that I managed to track down, given it was an alias, sir, was Mickey Blue Eyes. It turns out his name is Michael Blakely. He is a criminal informant for the FBI. He has been involved in a number of cases in the past 5 years, bringing down members of drug trafficking rings along the West Coast, mostly based out of Los Angeles. But he's been given a lot of leeway from what I managed to track down in exchange for his assistance. He has ties to one of the other kindred in the city named Samantha Crushing. And it might have been something that he was helping with her gun running operation until she ceased her activities last year.
Do we know if that was a permanent cessation in the final sense?
I do not know. I apologize. But I do know that she has been in the employ of Marcus Bradley at a bar called the Albatross, of all things.
Albatross.
If it helps, she was also been seen cavorting with Mr. Wood and Mr. Barker.
Excellent usage.
Thank you. I wish I could have done more, but I was only given 24 hours.
No, as you know, we're notoriously hard to dig things up on if we do not want things found out.
Mm-hmm.
This is excellent. Do we know what they actually need from us, me?
Mr. Guthrie said something about tracking money, expenditures.
I do love a mystery.
I mentioned that to Mr. Guthrie. He did not seem impressed.
Well, do I know he's a lupine?
Yes.
Well, if any of mine impressed one of them, then I would be shocked.
He'll flip the page. Also, sir, on the docket for you, VJ Barnes has been calling.
Of course.
I've been rescheduling phone calls, but he has become persistent. Is this meeting with Mr. Wood and Mr. Barker going on the record, or would you like me to siphon it through one of the shell companies?
Off the record.
Endeavor, of course.
Off the record, and have they been in touch, or I'd rather meet them somewhere else.
Of course. Unfortunately, Isabel hasn't told me of them reaching out during the day.
Which makes sense.
I don't know if it's because they don't have ghouls or of their own, or they don't have access to somebody that can reach out. But I haven't heard anything from Isabel.
Interesting. Well, I suppose then we just wait for them to show up, which I am not a fan of.
No, they did. They do have this Michael Blakely as a contact, so I can set up a meeting if you like.
Please, yes, please see if you can get in touch with them.
Of course.
And schedule it for the coffee shop next door.
Of course.
Thank you. That was excellent work.
And he brings his hands in front of, like, one hand over the other in front of him, and he nods. Of course. I'll get right to it.
Oh, thank you. And after that, you and Izzy can lock up and get out of here.
Of course. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And as he closes the door to your office, we transition to an opening door to an apartment building as Andreas comes into Erickson's apartment with the news that Marcus Bradley has shared with him.
I have news?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, Marcus Bradley voluntold you to do some things.
Oh.
You also have information on a certain picture that shows 4 individuals in there, or we're told about 4 individuals. 3 that we know about and 1 female.
Yeah, the Sabbat pack burnt down a gas station with while wearing Free Souls colors. The 3 guys and the woman.
Sorry, it's been a bit.
You good?
All right. So, yeah, banging on the door a little louder than usual. Just get the door thrown in. Wood, we got trouble.
New trouble, old trouble. Please clarify.
It's always new trouble with us, isn't it?
It's things that are on fire and things that are not on fire.
Nazi werewolves, notwithstanding, it's usually new trouble. So,
Uh-huh.
all right. So,
What's the news?
Given the down low and what Marcus Bradley's told us,
Yep.
including our new voluntold mission, and the fact that the Sabbat is now trying to imitate the members of my motorcycle gang just to get us a little bit more trouble. Yeah,
Great.
They painted targets on our backs, or on the backs of the entire gang, so we have more people to kill.
And where was the gas station that blew up?
Kaiser.
Kaiser, point to smoke in distance. I don't know.
Of course, when it rains, it pours. I guess is the common saying. Great.
Well, I figure until we manage to saw Reynolds' head off, this is probably what we're going to be dealing with.
Yeah, that's not going to be for a while. Not until we can actually get him in a position where we could do something. However, that's not going to be for a while.
Yes. We can dunk him in a bucket of cement with little Dick Tracy, but
I mean, wait. Well, I just want to confirm. I still have a favor from him, right?
You are owed a boon from Grant Reynolds. Yes.
Yeah, I still have a boon.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how I'm going to transition that into figuring out. Okay. Do you have any information on the female, the one that you saw, that was told to you?
do I?
No. Information has been scarce on her.
No appearance.
She's Latin looking, darker complexion, what looks to be black hair in the black and white CCTV picture. Sharp features, lithe.
So did either of us actually? Do we actually have a copy of the image, or?
Yeah, Marcus.
Okay.
No, Marcus would let you have it.
Okay, so this didn't cause any really uncomfortable blood curdles for either of us.
No.
Okay, good.
No.
World War.
Does she look old? Does she look younger?
More on the younger side. All of Tucker's pack looks to be young, like younger than 30 at least.
So probably shovel heads, that kind of thing.
Okay. I mean, this bullshit coterie that Grant Reynolds has is becoming a lot worse for us. Now I have a feeling that they're trying to systematically point a lot of things at us, and not for mortals, but for kinfolk. I have a feeling.
Mortals, kindred, kinfolk, all this stuff. They're taking away my favorite MO. My God, this is insulting. I won't stand.
So this was all in one day. Because we told Jimmy Trash Cans about getting.
Yeah, you met Jimmy Trash Cans on Monday. It is now Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, no, you met Jimmy Trash Cans on Wednesday. It is now Friday. Sorry.
Okay.
Either way, he gets results.
Yep. But
we
there you will hear the tumbler turn to the front door, and you'll see Trix come in. Rushes past you to the television, turns it on, and you'll see.
Well, good evening to you.
I think this is one of the things that you told me to keep an eye out for. And you'll see that there's no actual news report, but there's a ticker that mentions an incident at a concert on Wednesday night, as well as an incident at a sorority mixer off the college campus, where certain people, the police fear that certain people might have been under the influence of a new drug because they were going feral.
Reported incidents, like as far as like casualties, anything like that.
I haven't been able to track anything down. Whoever's suppressing it is doing a good job.
Okay.
There's money being thrown at this.
Concert is where?
The concert was at the Elahe Country Club.
People going feral at a concert at a country club.
Okay.
So they're not trying to hide it, or I mean, they're trying to suppress it. But considering that information, the fact that the term feral was brought up is starting to seem like this is teetering past the veil.
Yeah, well, it means high society has money to throw at the media, but you're not going to stop people from talking. So
yeah.
Also, she'll hand you an index card. Mickey called just before you woke up. That person you were looking to meet with gave us an address, coffee shop. It's on West Salem.
Good work. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me see. Coffee shop. Have you? And I look at it. I'm like, we're not familiar with the coffee shop. This is the first time we hear about. Well, I mean, we know the coffee shop, but this is not a place we would frequently go through.
No,
we would have driven by it at best.
Yeah, it's one of those like Starbucks before Starbucks. You know that there's at least two in the city, and you remember seeing the little logo in Portland when you were up there.
So Salem's best. Got you. Okay. Do you want to hit this up first, Andreas, or should we get in touch with Senor Trash Cans? Like my non-existent watch?
Yeah. Thinking about it.
Just chemistry's a wash onto this thing. Looks like it's time.
Yeah. Freckle past the hair and shit.
Like if chemistry didn't cost a rouse check, I would do stupid shit like that with it.
I would probably say that the coffee shop would be on the way to Trash Can to see Senor Trash Cans.
We'll check out the coffee shop first. I'm sure Trash Cans will wait.
Yeah.
Also, it's in the opposite direction.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fuck it. Let's just go to the
Trash can. Trash Cans hangs around the Kaiser border, so that's in the city proper. The coffee shop is in West Salem, so you don't have to go over the bridge.
Okay. Oh, Tricks. I would say, if you need to head home, I may call you at some point. I know it's late, but just there might be something I need you to do for me in the morning the next day. I just don't know yet.
She'll also look at you. She's like, it's also that time of the month, sir. If I can bother you.
One moment. Andreas, just give me a moment. And so, like, just to for a refresher when it comes to that, it doesn't necessarily it's literally just opening. It's just opening.
Yeah, you can bite your wrist and just let her feed. It's just a rouse check.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Just to see if you get hungrier by giving up some of your blood.
That was a 3. So
okay, so you
I'm
do.
hungry now.
Yeah, your hunger goes up to 2.
Yeah.
But you can see the little red line around the iris of her eye, and then it fades.
Wanted to ask. I've been thinking about what you told me about your friend, the one that's been become very paranoid, as you said.
Yeah.
Where does she frequent again? Just
She's a med student at the university. She's she's been acting strange ever since a new doctor showed up at the hospital, a new surgeon. And she's been kind of uppity.
Okay. Well, you know, just keep your eyes open on this, considering what we've been dealing with lately. I don't like this is just a random occurrence. It could just be coincidence, but you know, I would say just keep your ears open,
Okay.
your eyes open as well. Also, do me a favor and find out if there's any more information that you can get from the dance. Not the oh yeah, that's actually information I don't know yet. That's information I don't know yet, so I can't ask that. So never mind. But as far since it's been a couple days, how's it been going now at the club since you've been there?
With Mr. Thompson, it wasn't terrible. He was there the other night with Mr. Coulson, and Miss Larson and Mr. Keller came in. And they had an interesting conversation with one of the professors that teaches at the university as far as psychology is concerned. I think he's a psychologist. I think he might be a psychiatrist. I get the two mixed up. Sorry, Mr. Wood.
No, you're fine.
But he was there, and they met with the four of them. Mr. Coulson excused himself. And they had muffins, which is strange because they've started to bring in these muffins, and it's weird. Everybody really enjoys the muffins.
Oh, do me a favor then.
Yeah.
Since the next time that you're there and these muffins just happen to be coming in,
Yeah.
go ahead and grab, like, discreetly, of course. But
I'm sure Mr. Thompson will let me take it. He doesn't charge anything for the muffins.
Even more suspicious.
But I think now that you mention it, I think he's only offered it to people like you.
Yeah, let's just say that let's try to see if you can get one without necessarily having to explain why.
Yeah.
Also, let me know who do you know who he's been offering these muffins to?
Just other members of your group. I'm sure like he would give me one if I told him it was for you.
Yeah, but let's not put my name in his mouth right now. Let's go ahead and just do this as discreetly as you can. Worst case, if
You want me to say it's from Mr. Barker?
No, let's see if you can do it without having to explain who it's going to.
Okay. Worst case though, not yours,
worst
but
case,
Barker's.
No, yeah, just say it's coming from me. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure because
I throw a lot of people under the bus. I'm not throwing my own coterie under the bus here.
Sometimes it's really hard to lie to Mr. Thompson.
Well, hold up. Considering that she's taken my blood now, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's nothing on my end that could help with that, even if she is a ghoul.
She's still human. And
yeah,
a lot
so
of disciplines just are a big middle finger to humans.
Yeah, never mind. Because I was trying to see if there would have been anything to at least shield her, but that's not. That's more of wishful thinking.
If you have access to fortitude, you could try to teach her the first thought of fortitude, which would give her the ability to kind of add her fortitude rating to her willpower to resist?
Do I?
Is it-
No, I don't think I got it from the from our
From Melvin?
old coterie member, the detective. Yeah, I don't think I got that. Let me double check. I'm just checking the
Yeah.
thing now. You probably see it faster than me, but
I mean,
all
fortitude.
right, but that's fine.
Fortitude is nice to have.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff, but not fortitude is not one of them. All right, cool. So
Okay.
just try, if there's a distraction that happens, that you're able to at least obtain one. Great. Worst case, if you have to tell them it's from me, it's fine.
Mhm.
But yeah, just before you do that, see how much information you can overhear from these said meetings that you've been afforded to listen to by earshot lately.
Oh, it's weird because they'll be speaking in English, but the moment they sit down at his booth, the conversation turns to some kind of language I don't recognize. Sounds kind of Italian, very, very Latin.
Okay. Well,
It's weird.
the blood that I'm giving her, like, I could give her at least 1 point into something, correct?
No, you have, by her becoming the virtue of a ghoul, she can learn whatever disciplines you learned, you have access to. And you can try to guide her in a way, even if it's like a discipline that you don't know, but you know exists in your repertoire. But like, you can't choose where her points go.
Got you. 'Cause the reason why is because I would like her to at least know silence of death at one point. That way, she can just casually walk in an area and not necessarily be heard. I have an idea when it comes to that, but I just wanted to see if that's possible. But yeah, so either case, I do appreciate it, Trix. I'll, like I said, I'll keep you. I'll reach out in case I do need you to do something for me in the morning.
Okay. And she goes to turn off the television and she looks back at you. Should I ask Mickey about this to see if he's heard anything?
About those?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, but considering how well kept, I mean, in my experience with all of this, Mickey has had a trouble trying to find some information on this, especially if it's trying to be suppressed by our kindred. So,
Should I ask Mr.
sure.
Thompson?
I look at Andreas. I'm like, dude, do we really want to open that?
Not if we can avoid it. Not if we can avoid it.
Yeah, for right now, let's keep that Sans Thompson for now.
Okay. Just I know that he's well connected, so.
I get it. And if we need to open that vein, we will. But for the time being, we'll just keep it as is.
She kind of nods. That's vampire humor. That's definitely my cue to leave.
It's just like get out of here.
Yeah. And she leaves.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and just reload the
Saturday night special.
The Saturday night special. I'm just gonna reload that. Reload. Obviously, the gun that Andreas has, I believe, those are the ones that have the silver bullets in it. We gotta just.
Yeah.
No, I carry that one everywhere with me.
Yeah, he's got two and that special one.
Mm-hmm.
For that name, with that one named a-hole.
Yeah.
And I have the sawed-off shotgun still, so I'll keep that. I don't need to be it doesn't.
You guys are taking a lot of weapons to a meeting with an accountant.
No, this is all. You know, I'm sorry, but at this point, it's real quick. The way I look at it is how people play in games. How you first start, you're like, yeah, let's just all go balls to the wall, and then after a while of getting hit into a wall, you're like, maybe I should like, you know, take my time.
I get you. It's kind of like when you called instead of showing up at the lawyer's office. You're mature.
There you go.
So,
but yeah. So
following the address, you know your way around West Salem. It's not far from the Wicked and the Vine, which you know is the Baron's restaurant. That Toreador, which you dislike.
there's so many of them.
I mean, Yvette Morrison is.
Yeah. I know.
But you get to the coffee shop, and there is what is the signage look like for this place, Sam?
Well, it's a rather unique sign. It's a unique name. It's weird. You'd swear there's a picture. It's a coffee bean, just a big coffee bean, and it has a what looks like a Roman laurel around the front of it, and it appears to have a toga on it. And next to this little picture, it says Julius Beanzer. It's lovely.
Can't hear my clapping, but I gave a slow clap on that one.
Yep.
It's like, how did we not notice this? aside from our
How did we not come in here?
Why didn't we buy stock in this place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ones we can feed on the wired.
But you see, it has a couple of cars, mostly for the overnight crew, which is 2 people. But there looks to be an older gentleman sitting across from a young woman. There seems to be this older woman who is just kind of looks like she's sad, having like a bout of depression, just kind of staring out the window listlessly. And you can kind of guess which of the cars belongs to which of the people in the thing, except for the Mercedes-Benz that's sitting there. It is out of place.
Yeah, I imagine that's the accountant.
And yeah, coming out from one of the rear hallways, at least like what you imagine is the bathroom and the offices, is a well-to-do gentleman. What does Sam look like for the group?
Sam's taller. He's about 6 foot tall. He's dressed like this. He has a button-down tie, vest jacket on. You get the. Hey, you guys have been around. He essentially looks like he's of Italian descent. He's very. It's like there's not. If there's anything out of place, it's like somewhere where he can't see. But from what you can see and what he can see, everything is very well to do. It's nice. It's real nice. He definitely takes care of himself. Hair is, there's nothing out of place. He's definitely not the regular crowd for what you're seeing in there right now. And he's at a side booth, and he's actually like looking through some papers.
I look over at Andres. I'm like, that's got to be him. That's got to be him.
Well, he can't be a La Sombra. You have to be able to use a mirror to do that.
You how you've your car has been through a lot, Erickson. So
no, my car's all kinds of fucked.
Yeah. So
I don't know how it's still like. It's been hit. There's been a couple pit maneuvers that has flipped, that has turned this car around.
We're dragging them
I believe, is this the same car? No, this is not the same car that we used to go into the jail cell.
No, that was the old caddy.
We left that one at the scene of the crime.
Yeah. No, this is a new caddy. But this one has seen some
caddy
shit.
on fire and put it into yeah. This one has seen some stuff to a point that it's really hard not to notice that it's, like we should have changed cars by now. At this point, it's like, why are we still in this car? people at this point, we just want people to know it's us coming in. So
Yeah.
at this point, everybody knows that our coterie is inside this coffee shop.
My bike isn't exactly subtle either, so it's one of those things.
You know what I mean?
One way or the other.
So Sam will see a beat up Cadillac come in, and a what motorcycle did we say you had? Was it a Phantom?
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, it's been a while. It wasn't a Phantom. It was
Was it a Harley?
Yeah, it was of course it's a Harley.
Okay.
Mm.
And the telltale signs of a Harley Davidson coming up. What does Erickson?
It looks nice.
Yeah, what does Erickson and Andreas look like?
Well, the bike is the nicest thing I own. That was the whole purple and black number it had going on. But me, obviously I look raggedy at this point. But jeans with a few holes and oil stains on them, the classic biker colors, but with the full length sleeves. Obviously, looks like I hide weapons or that sort of thing. But
Obviously.
of
Yeah,
course,
I have foregone the suit that I used to wear, the suit and tie.
Oh.
I now wear it's weird because it all depends on the day, because I really don't care too much about what I wear anymore. So it's either going to be the Guayabera that's all black because it has those pockets in the front, or it's just going to be at least a decent looking polo that doesn't have blood on it this time. But still, I still wear slacks. I have more comfortable shoes on this time, so it's more like sneakers because there's no point of jumping around on top of buildings wearing just, I'm not wearing penny loafers anymore.
Penny loafers.
And but yeah, I still slick back my hair for whatever reason. So I still have that slick back hair, salt and pepper, the very Reeve Richards, and I still have, and because of the fact that I'm in like my mid 40s, so I still have the stubble of gray and salt and pepper.
Sure.
Because I can't shave it because it'll just go back. So there's no point of that.
Yeah, Sam looks late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, Andreas is well into his 30s, but this is also, I have the haircut looks a little dated just because it's been the 1940s at this point. But the stubble's pretty well in, but it's again, I look like there's times where it's like if you took me out of the biker outfit, I'd look like one of the photographs from the Eastern Front.
I guess the best way to describe it is I look like I should be a tourist somewhere in Florida, and I'm here in Salem. That's essentially what, like, we are so out of place with what we're wearing.
An extra on Dexter just got like relocated.
No.
So I see them. I see the car pull up, and I see them get out. I'm going to do sense the unseen. I'm gonna as they walk up.
Ooh, fancy.
I don't want too many dice for that yet, but I'm gonna, I got the car. I'm gonna take it out for a spin.
Yeah,
You gotta practice, man. You got
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kick those tires.
2 successes.
Okay. You will notice that there's something hanging on to the one wearing the polo. There's
Oh, that's right, because I still have the gun, right?
there's this youngish looking woman, kind of wispy, coming in and out of existence. It almost looks like she doesn't want him to go in the direction he's going. Like she's pulling against him, struggling. But otherwise,
they are what they seem.
yeah. There's nothing out of the ordinary.
Just a ghost.
Yeah. There's similar wisps following the biker, but they're memories at this point.
Mm.
I'm going to circle one of the notes that Kevin left on these people.
Yep.
Just for my benefit for later.
Yeah.
As they come in, I will stand up.
Yeah.
And he'll hold out a hand, and he'll kind of like between the two, Mr. Wood.
He's definitely the more approachable.
Well,
Yeah.
polo shirt, Mr. Wood.
Yeah.
MS make you Mr. Barker.
And Mr. Miller, then?
Samuel's fine. I try to be polite at least initially until we get to know someone.
Real quick, would you be doing any kind of would you do any kind of not flesh of life, what is it called again?
Blush of life?
Yeah, yeah.
Blush of life?
Yeah, blush of life.
So out of character, yes, he will, because he works in an office. He keeps it up before he gets into the office. So he has it on.
Yeah, so I see like he's breathing. He's got the nice little little blush on his face. Yeah, flush on his face.
His hand is warm.
Okay. There you go. Well, at least somebody keeps appearances. It just
They are important sometimes. So, and he sits down and I don't know if you drink coffee. I do not, but he has one just to keep up appearances, as you discussed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it will look out of place if we didn't get one. So
yeah, order a black drip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The older gentleman behind the counter just kind of nods. Two coming right up.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll sit down. I'll take the edge. Like, I won't sit on the edge where you can step out. I'll be the first one just to.
Oh, the window seat.
Right in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll get the window seat.
Okay.
Because I kind of want to, as I sit there, I want to look out to see if there's anything that, this is the first time I meet Mr. Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just want to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Yeah.
So, want to see if anybody's just hanging out in their car, staring in our area way too close. Or maybe there's somebody across the street that has noticed my car now.
You, without rolling, you will notice that someone is sitting in the Mercedes-Benz.
Mm-hmm. Read
Is the car running?
No.
It's not
I
Florida.
take it.
They can actually be comfortable in there with the engine off.
That's true, with the engine off.
Yep. It is the 80s, bro. It's colder.
Yeah. I take it he's with you?
Yes, that is my driver, Lucas.
Driver. I look at Andreas, I go, that's what we I go, out of all the things we could be doing, driving is probably one we shouldn't be. Should get somebody else to do this.
You cannot imagine the amount of work you can get done when someone else is driving you.
Oh, I mean, I can believe that. Andreas does a lot of work when I'm driving.
Yep. I was also gonna say, just like picture turns around to Shepard, just like. Like he's at vacation time since I learned Earth Meld.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to do a wits and awareness roll, though, to see if there's anything hinky.
Yeah, actually, that's why I said that.
Sure. I'll let you stretch your legs a bit. You've got wits 3, awareness 3. That's 6 dice. So, and your hunger's 2.
Yeah. So 2 hunger, got you.
Yep.
All right. 2 5s on the hunger.
Okay.
6, 8, and a 4. So that's 2 successes.
2 successes.
Out of 6 dice. That's ridiculous.
That's wild.
Actually, no. That's 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's 5 dice. Wait. 1 roll. Oh, got a 10. There you go. That's what I get.
Okay.
That's
3
what I get.
successes.
So 3. Yeah, 3 successes.
3 is good. 3 is better than 2. You notice that Lucas is reading a newspaper, but he is definitely like looking up and watching situation.
Mm-hmm.
Driver.
Yeah.
Oh yes, he is definitely a driver.
Yeah. And you'll start to take inventory of the traffic. So if something happens, I will let you know when and if it does.
Mm-hmm. What time of night is it right now?
Probably 10 or 11.
Okay. What's the closest thing? Is there any like club that's close by, anything like that that would bring traffic?
The Wicked and the Vine.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind as well.
Yep.
So I appreciate you setting up this meeting with us, but it's just interesting how it was done through Mickey Blue Eyes.
Well, I'm sure you do your own research on people if you haven't met them.
I side eye Andres. I'm like,
Yes, obviously.
Research, yes.
Yes, I see this as a thing you do constantly.
Yeah.
No, it's simply we didn't have any contact information from you, and you hadn't tried to contact the office. So we did a little digging, and it turns out we were able to get in touch with one of your associates.
That's really quick that you were able to find out about Mickey.
I have good people working for me.
I tapped the glass to where Lucas is, because I can only assume that's who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes.
Yeah.
He's the only good person I have working for me.
Right now.
Right now. I want there's no, like, as far as we're at, there's nobody else around us, correct?
No, the old lady's the closest one, and she's 2 or 3 booths down.
Okay, so nobody's in earshot is what I'm
No.
just
Nobody's paying attention.
So are you new to Salem?
New-ish. I've been here for, probably 5 years now.
Take it you like to make an entrance, and I see the Mercedes outside. Like, I'm looking at the Mercedes, like, okay.
I mean, I have to keep up appearances. I have a business. I run a business, and it wouldn't do well if I was driving around in a. And he kind of looks at your car, but remembers that you drove it here. So he's like, you understand.
Shitbox.
Yeah. Peasant shit.
Box, yeah.
Peasant shit.
You definitely look like you've beaten the tires off that thing.
Somebody has. Not necessarily us, but yeah. So, I take it that, real quick, if you can refresh my memory, Will, because I'm trying to remember the reason. Like, I know we wanted to meet Sam. Samuel, but I'm just trying to remember what his connection is to the person that we spoke with last.
Kyle Guthrie told you that if you want somebody to track the money for you, that Sam is your man.
Okay.
He's a forensic accountant.
If someone is up to something nefarious in the books, then I will find it.
Yeah, that Guinness got to me quicker than I thought. So let me just.
Yeah.
Now I'm drinking water. So anyway,
happy St. Patrick's Day.
Absolutely.
Yep. So I take reason why we're reaching out to you, and I think you know why, is because we're trying to trace where certain money is going to, as far as these businesses that we're encountering, and I start taking out the ledger, like of the places, because I know that I wanted to know information regarding my spot, the lot that I got, which was and I bring up the lot information. I bring up the the former owner, which is it's Sun Corporation. And what's interesting about Sun Corporation is that the plot of land that the lot that they have previously acquired before I did, which they are now contesting, they are actually connected to a lot of other places here in Salem. And we're having a lot of trouble figuring out who runs this corporation, as unfortunately it's a shell.
It usually is. That's pretty standard corporate shenanigans.
Yeah, it's a shell of a shell, really. My associate Mickey wasn't able to get much information on it other than the surface level, and considering that all money leads to will lead to the top, I imagine you would be able to have a better idea of where you can direct us to.
I should be able to get us a lead, or you a lead, I should say. You have ledgers, and you brought out some ledgers and some other things. I can start taking a look at.
As far as the only information I have is just what was given to me by Mickey. I don't think Mickey gave me anything physical, correct?
Mm-hmm. Nothing physical.
Yeah. While I bring that up, I look at Andreas and I take out the ledger. And I look at Andreas, I'm like, we've been sitting, like, I look at him like, maybe this will be something.
It's not the Book of Nod. He can't read it through the covers. Go ahead.
Yeah. The ledger is this ledger here that we actually got this from another kindred. Unfortunately, we thought was no longer here. Turns out he is around, but at the time when we acquired this, and I start explaining that there are addresses in here, it's color coded. It has some locations where kindred would meet, some locations where I get, like, we're trying to decipher who owns these addresses and how they could possibly connect to this dummy corporation.
So, if he's handing over the ledger, I'll take it. But I don't open it just yet. The thing you got to realize is that all of these shells, whether they are legitimate businesses or not, there is a record of it somewhere, and that somewhere is probably City Hall, or at least one of the clerk's offices. You just can't say you have a business in the city without telling the city, regardless of whether it is a real corporation or not. So let me look through this with you here, and then maybe we can think about our next steps. I'd prefer not to break into City Hall, but
no, I agree with you.
Could have. Let's look. So I'm gonna take the ledger. He's already got some ideas floating around his head. But he takes the ledger. He gets a little glint in his eye because he loves a good forensic mystery. So
yeah, have fun with this because I want to see how much information, like, out of character. I'm just trying to see how much information that Samuel will actually get from this.
Yeah. So I have a notepad next to it, and I have the ledger, and I just start going through the pages and making notations of the similarities, names that keep popping up. It's just, trying to gather, sort it in my head.
The main thing that you're going to notice is that the addresses normally have names attached to them, but they are either in red or blue ink. Ballpoint pen. Very uniform.
Meticulous handwriting?
Yeah. It's not sloppy. It
Mhm.
looks very much like this was handwriting that was trained early on, around the turn of the century. And it was one of those, like, you will write good or you will face punishment kind of situation. Like every letter is beautifully spaced out. It's almost like this was written by one of those old machines to where you would have the tracer to kind of like trace the letter that you were writing into a document.
Right.
It's that good.
Interesting. So the first thing that jumps out to me is the handwriting. This is this sort of, and he shows you, he's taking notes as he's doing it. His handwriting is very similar. It's very neat and it's very precise. This is the sort of handwriting you get at a, well, how do I put this? If you're being told to write something perfectly and you have a ancient nun standing over you with the ruler, you're going to write it perfectly. And if you don't, you get the ruler. And you get the ruler until you write it perfectly. That doesn't happen as much nowadays. But corporal punishment is on the way out in schools, especially with the nuns and the rulers. So I would say the person who wrote this probably turn of the century ish. At least that's when they were growing up and learning. Could be off on that, but it is an older style. It is definitely when penmanship was super important. Does that ring any bells?
I mean, it matches the person that owned this.
Okay.
It does seem similar to the person that owned this, but just given how we found this, I take it that when we found this was hidden pretty. It was well hid. It was well hidden. It was almost by chance that we found this. It was by chance that we found this ledger inside this home. It was not meant for us to find. And we know that some of these addresses are of stakeouts of places that were used as far as meeting places or for stakeouts throughout Salem.
Stakeouts for safe houses for, and he looks around.
For kindred, yeah, for us. And some of them are in really advantageous spots in Salem. However, we haven't been able to pinpoint what the connection is to all of them, considering this one person, which I've been talking like this because I'm trying to remember the person that's house that we took it from.
It was it used to be the Malkavian Primogen.
There you go. This came from a former Primogen of the Ivory Tower here in Salem. Former meaning from what we know, he's passed. And a lot of quite a few addresses that we've stumbled upon while going through them have brought up different kindred, not only of the Ivory Tower, but also Anarchs. And we're just confused as to what connects everybody together.
I think the other question is, why was this I don't say the word out loud. Why was this person tracking all of them?
Well, if you're plotting to make moves against everybody else, knowing where their havens are would not be a bad idea.
Right. Do the red and the blue line up at all with us from others, each side of the river?
All of the addresses are in Salem proper.
Interesting. So tower side.
Yeah, mostly all in Kaiser. There's a couple that are in Highland, which is south of it.
Mm-hmm. So if you have, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I just thought of something.
Mhm.
The gas station that blew up
Mhm.
previously. Are any of those addresses close to this location? Are any of the addresses close to that location in that for that gas station blowing up?
The gas station is kind of centralized, so yes.
Okay.
You have a thought?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a thought?
Yeah, the thought is that they wanted to make sure that everybody saw it.
So what? Sorry?
Usually, no, the thought about sorry.
No.
I just saw it on the news. I just saw on the news earlier this evening that the gas station blew up over in Kaiser, and we feel as though it's made as a message.
My gang, but it definitely wasn't us.
So they were wearing your cut.
Yeah. Which also makes me very curious as to where they got a hold of any of the cuts, because I don't think any of my members are missing.
So we have a list of addresses, and these addresses, again, you've been to some of them, and you would they have been? I'm sorry, I'm going to ask out of character. Would they have been blue or red that they saw kindred still there?
We mixed. We went to some blue and some red just to see if we can get a distinction. But we really haven't deciphered. I don't believe we've deciphered yet the differences of color yet.
So you've seen. So it isn't like, and sorry to coin a phrase, red is dead, they're gone. Blue is still to happen.
No, yeah. The running theory for us is that some of these places were havens as far as places that people can go to.
Mm-hmm.
But that was not always the case, because some were actually looked to be just lookout locations. What it felt like. One was by a church that you may have seen on the news recently that may have been caught on fire. It started.
If I remember correctly, it was definitely caught on fire.
Yeah. Luckily, nobody was hurt, from what I found out. Yeah,
because you totally weren't there. No.
But yeah, so there has to be there has to be a if there's no connection between these addresses besides the fact that they're all in Kaiser and the fact that they're all of kindred, then the question is trying to figure out why this information was needed by this former primogen.
Right. And how does sun figure into this? Because that was the other thing. How does the sun?
The Sunshine Corp?
Sun Corp, yeah. How do they factor into this? Do they own the buildings? I guess that's what you're trying to find out. But
yeah, I'm trying to see if what I'm trying to figure out is if there's a play being done by somebody within the ivory tower still, because there's been
that is a nest of vipers. Well, someone is up to something.
Yeah. We're just trying to, but this has been a long-standing slow burn that's still going. What's interesting enough is that memory serves me correctly, could be wrong. Besides us, you are the only other person that has seen that this ledger still exists.
Understood. And what is like? I guess I'm just asking from a Salem standpoint. Like, what is Kaiser? Like, where is the tower located in Salem proper?
Kaiser is the north end of Salem proper.
Okay.
Below that is Highland, and then there's downtown, the historic downtown district, which is the closest to the bridge. The main downtown district is where the university is, and where that kind of party strip is as well, which is where you'll find like places like the Albatross, and other establishments of the night. But the tower right now, there is a office building that was recently purchased within the last year. That has been called the Estate, and that's where the Prince of the City, Otis King, runs his court from. Although every Friday he does make himself available at a club called the Dance Nocturne for an impromptu Elysium, and everybody kind of knows that the unwritten rule is that the Dance Nocturne is an Elysium.
Understood.
That's also where the one of the harpies and the keeper of Elysium resides, who is Avery Larson.
One other bit of information, now that I remember, is that this former Primogen household that we went to, was somehow connected to the theater that's here in Salem.
Oh, the old theater downtown? The one that's being renovated?
The Orpheus.
Yeah, the one that's been the Orpheus.
Orpheus. Now that is a historical building, and there will definitely be records on that.
Yeah, we've attempted to try to get information on the inside, and we failed horribly. And it is, let's just say, it's very well kept for being a historical landmark. It's
beyond the normal.
We're not able to get much information. Yeah.
Right. So maybe out of left field question. Kaiser, whose domain is that currently?
I look at Andreas. I'm like, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's something I don't even know.
Why?
It's something I don't even know.
Okay.
Let's see. What do I got? Could I make a politics roll? See if I know whose domain that is?
Without rolling, because you have 2 points in politics. Kaiser hasn't been divvied out yet. Otis hasn't given it to anybody.
So it's open, is what you're saying?
It's open. Whose was it before?
That you can make a roll for.
Okay. So Kaiser is currently, is that int politics or something else?
Yeah, intelligence politics will work.
Okay. And actually, I'm gonna surge my intellect.
Okay.
7.
Make a rouse check.
Okay, so 7 on the rouse check.
Nice.
And now, so it's 5 and then 2 more. Okay.
I just realized I have 2 points in politics. You know, as a former state senator, you'd think I would have done this at some point.
You
So
know,
I got, Jesus, I got 9, 9, 9, 10, 6, 4, 5. I got a lot.
Nice. The Kaiser area, parts of the Kaiser area used to belong to the Malkavian primogen named Samuel Hunter.
There we go.
Samuel Hunter.
But that wasn't
Not to be confused with Samuel Miller.
That wasn't the primogen that you stole this ledger from.
No.
All right. So then I'll say that. I'll say so. No one holds domain over Kaiser at the moment, but the previous owner was Samuel Hunter. I haven't been here as long as you always.
Yeah. When was the last time? Will, when was the last time we saw Samuel Hunter?
Samuel Hunter went missing. That's why it was his domain was given over to that SS uniform wearing Malkavian.
The one we took the ledger from. Or they took the ledger from.
That one they took the ledger from.
Who they saw this early.
Yeah, who they saw being destroyed by one Sasha Vikos.
Yep. Who we got a boon from still.
Yep.
That's still in the ether there somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
I'd tell him to keep it.
Yeah, I was like, you don't waste that one, dude.
Whenever you want to go to Seattle to cash it in, you let me know.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I still got a couple of boons that I realize that I still have.
Mm-hmm.
Including one from Yvette Morrison.
It's true.
So why did he
use it?
So why did he do that? Why did this Sasha do that?
Oh, long story short, this primogen made the horrible mistake of trying to keep her it's not sire. I forgot what it's called. Oh my god, what is that called? Your kindred. Let's just say he tried to kidnap somebody named Teddy, who once found out Sasha Vikos made sure that that she went to go hunting for him to save him. We directed towards that. We assisted in this endeavor, which allowed us to be in her favor.
Understood.
Yeah. And Teddy was a fine fellow himself.
Yeah, I mean, his cats are lovely. You should meet them.
He's still alive.
You should meet his cats.
Given Sam's connection to Chicago, what do you think would be the first thing he thinks of when he hears the name Sasha Vikos?
Huge red flag and stay the fuck away.
Yeah.
Yep. He's well versed in red flags from living in Chicago, and it is no different here. So yes, no, if at all possible, steer clear.
Yeah.
You can keep any boons you know what? All good. You can keep your boons.
Yeah. Okay. Just wondering.
No, he's just, he understands from a business standpoint that business makes strange bedfellows. So he doesn't judge them for having dealt with Sasha, but it's not something he would unless under duress.
It's funny that he says business makes strange bedfellows.
Yeah.
Considering, yeah.
I'm as surprised
Let me ask.
We were alive after we met Sasha Vikos.
You civil.
We were also friends of Teddy, so that also helped.
Yes.
And I spent enough time in Eastern Europe to know be polite.
Yeah. Well, may I ask, and this is more, I guess, of a business question on your end.
Sure.
I take it you do a lot of business with our kind, correct?
You would be surprised. I do. But she could understand, as anyone who's even a half competent CPA, when it's tax time, you can make a killing with the humans. So.
Understood.
No, we do a lot of this. We do, it's generally accounting, but we do a lot of auditing for businesses. We go in, figure out if anybody's up to anything, and make sure they're in the line, and they pay us.
Yeah, I guess that also helps if you want to do an audit of certain companies that, may have nefarious means.
If they are, and usually the books usually are where you'll find it. They're up to something.
Will, just trying to recall back on the deed that was given to me.
Mm-hmm.
Did it have a corporation's name on it? Not the Sun Corporation, but corporation that wrote out the transfer of the will.
Sam's old company is what you're talking about?
No, the one from Grant Reynolds giving me the actual deed to the plot of land.
Oh, it has a name that looks looks made up. It's like,
What? Sure.
it is it, and if
You got to make it up on the spot. I got you.
if you do, I would say that you've done some research on it, and it actually is a false company. Like it is one of those things where it's like the name was put down on paper, but there's no like incorporation, anything like that. Like it doesn't exist.
So let me ask. Then I'm going to ask you another business question, because I imagine you did your due diligence on me. You possibly have a dossier and all, and
yes,
you know that I'm a
former
state senator. Yes, I'm glad that somebody got that right. Because people keep calling me senator. I wasn't that popular. If a transfer of deed regarding a plot of land, if the transfer of the deed was made with a dubious corporation's name upon transferring, how much of a legal basis would this deed hold?
So usually when there's a transfer of assets or a property, it's notarized, and notary agents won't notarize it if, at least at face value, it is whether it's a shell or not, is a legitimate company, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. It's as good as anything. If it said McDonald's on it or something, or Julius Beanzer, like if it should hold up. I mean, unless you have evidence otherwise saying that this is not a real corporation, then you'd have to go through the courts and the legals and pay for lawyers, and it's kind of a hassle. But as it stands, is if you have the paperwork and it's signed and it's notarized, and it's yours.
Erickson.
Well, just to confirm,
yeah,
I was going to ask you.
Sure. Now I'll have you ask me first before I tell you what happens.
Yeah. Before you tell me what happens, is this paper even notarized that fucking
not at all
Grant Reynolds gave me?
Did he give you a McDonald's napkin written in a crayon?
He did give you like a legal feeling, like thick stock paper. Like
Jesus,
it feels legal, and it has a legal jargon.
I look at Andreas, and I take out because I'm walking with this deed.
Oh yeah, no. If you show it to Sam, I think Sam would have to make a willpower roll not to laugh at you.
Yeah, no, I'm not showing it to him.
Okay.
I'm literally I'm handing it over to Andreas and motioning for him to open it so that he could see as Samuel's talking.
Yeah.
Saying, "Oh, you need this, and this." I'm passing it to Andreas so that he can open this thing and realize none of that's on there.
None of that's on there.
There's no boxes checked. This stuff.
These are all definitely words.
Yeah. But Erickson will notice that the same 1982 Chevy Camaro has driven by the coffee shop twice and is now pulled in to the parking lot.
How many people inside?
Just one.
Just one?
Just one.
T-top. Male,
female. Looks male because of the fedora that he's got on. but he pulls into the parking lot, parks backwards, rear end first, and then just kind of grabs the front, grabs the side, and pulls himself up out of the driver's seat. It's Grant Reynolds.
And is he staring at us as he's doing this?
Yeah, he's making his way into the coffee shop.
This is
well, as he's doing that,
deed.
No, as he's doing that, oh my god, this is Bruja be Bruja. I'm gonna grab this deed, and he can see us in Visage, right? And I'm looking at him, and I literally grab the lighter that's in my pocket and just light this piece of paper to Samuel. I'm just lighting it at this point, and while I'm staring at him.
I'll make eye contact with Lucas and just shake my head.
Okay.
Just a quick shake.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Yeah, because you can see that the moment that the lighter ignites and the paper starts to go on fire, all your beasts take a considerable kind of like edge back in the booth that you're sitting. But you see Lucas kind of put a gun on the top of his steering wheel. And when you shake your head at him, he puts it back down.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm doing that, I look at Samuel. I go, real quick before this all begins. Before this all begins,
before this fire gets out of control,
before this could get off the rails. I just want you to know that this is still a cordial visit, possibly. But be prepared for it not to be. It's just.
Do I know who this is?
Yes, actually, because you've been here a while. This is the Sabbat Templar that's in the city.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Yeah, he also gave me this fake piece. He also gave me this fake deed that I just lit on fire. I say very low. Just.
The little bell over the door dings, and he comes over. And you see him saunter to the table. Mr. Wood, Mr. Barker, been some time since I've seen your lovely faces. And he'll look at Sam. May I join you?
Oh, but of course. Please.
Lovely.
We would be offended if you didn't sit with us.
And he doesn't wait for Sam to like move over. Like he literally puts his hand on your arm and just shoves you. And sits down on your side.
This paper is still burning in my hand, by the way, as he's sitting down. Okay.
Oh. Yeah. And he just looks at you. It's symbolic.
Considering the information I just found out, I realize this is just enough paper to set fire. So this paper's only worth to be set fire, unfortunately.
What did you find out? And he'll kind of like rest his hand on the top of the booth and kind of turn his attention towards Sam.
Unfortunately, I found out, I guess, a little too late. Put it that way, Mr. Reynolds.
Yeah, he found out you can't draw with the crayon on a napkin and call it a deed.
Has somebody stopped you from claiming the land?
I mean, it's funny, Reynolds. The last time we talked about this, you told me that I owned it. Now you're saying that I need to claim it? I'm confused.
I'm confused because I thought being that we're from the same clan that Bruja would take what they want. That's what I do. But we do things differently in the Sabbat.
Yeah. I guess handing a piece of paper was supposed to symbolically tell me to take it for myself.
Sure. Nothing stopping you but you.
Right.
Be the change in the world you want to see, Mr. Wood. right?
I
And
can
he'll
practically feel myself cocking the 45 in my pocket.
Just click.
yeah, and he'll just kind of like rap on Miller's arm. You a new face? Who are you?
Samuel Miller.
Oh, a Chicago boy.
Oh, Sabbat does their homework.
Well, I had a good teacher, and we keep tabs on everyone we need to keep tabs on.
Hmm.
And he'll turn his attention back to Erickson. Mr. Wood, it has come to my attention that my overzealous pack has brought into the fold a new member.
Are you talking about someone of the female persuasion?
Oh, good. You know about Fatima.
Like what? I literally go, what kind of name? What? Say that again, please.
Yeah, her name's Fatima, or Fatima. I don't rightly know.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
care.
Would Fatima ring a bell in my head?
No,
I'm going to ask the same question.
Yeah, fucking rings a bell in mine. That's who I think it is.
no, it's not.
Okay.
No.
This is going to be a short chronicle.
Yeah,
No,
she
no.
is not nude or Sabbat.
No.
Time to set this on fire.
You did it for me for a change. It's just a piece of paper, but I'm proud of you.
Yeah, Miss Fatima is new to the game, and so they've been doing some things that I have not sanctioned. And so I wanted to make sure that we had an understanding between the two of us, since we've always been so cordial, Mr. Wood.
To be honest, the person that takes offense is not only me, but my friend over here, considering that they've used his colors.
Right. And that's why I wanted to make sure that you both understood that they have been reprimanded for what they've done, and I've asked them to deliver not just the garb that they took, but also the bodies.
Table cracks just a little bit.
Yeah. You know, Mr. Reynolds,
Senator Wood.
state senator. I'm starting to get a feeling that that as cordial as I'm being with you and as cordial you're being with me, you just happen to let this. Well, and as strong as you are as being a Templar, your coterie, and I do it with, and they didn't do air quotes back then, but your coterie seems like they're taking their own liberties on doing certain things, unless you're sanctioning them.
Do not mistake the hierarchy of the Sabbat with the peasantry that you have dealt with in the tower. We do things very differently. Tucker and his group are not my coterie. They are a pack that I use indiscriminately whenever I want, but they are not beholden to me, and I'm not beholden to them. If they died tomorrow, it would be no skin off my back. Especially not after the last shovel party we had a couple days ago.
Shovel party?
They had a recruitment.
Sorry. Yeah. Mr. Miller's in the know.
So, just so that I get an understanding, if we decide that we want to pay a visit to this pack, and something may happen where this pack is no longer around, how would you take any offense to that? As you said, they don't bother you.
Personally, I would not take any offense to that. Have at it. Last I checked, though, there's only 2 of you, and there's 4 of them.
They're gonna need more guys.
They're gonna need more guns. So, yeah. As I've never had issues with odds. I mean, I imagine you already know my track record, our track record, really.
Sure. The people that would have a problem with you removing some pieces off of the game board that they seem to be enjoying the game with would be the bishop and his advisor. I come from the school of thought that the weak should be cold, and if Tucker and his pack are weak enough to be laid low by you very handsome and well-endowed gentlemen, then they didn't deserve to be in the Sabbat in the first place.
This kind of backhanded compliment that he's giving us right now. Just...
They murdered some of my souls. I'm already gonna kill them. I don't need his motivation.
Yeah. Well, I take it, even though they're not beholden to you, and vice versa, you would still have an idea of where they would be if we happen to want to run into them, where we can find them. Is that right, Reynolds?
Of course. It's no secret that they peruse the streets of Kaiser. They're pushing into Highland now, from what I understood, since they've been bolstered with their recent, and he'll look right at Sam, recruitment.
If I get it, I take the whole issue with the deed, so to speak, as more of a conversation between 2 Bruja and taking what you want. And I get that. And I see that you're wanting to just bring more of our passion into this. What I would love to do is focus this passion on this certain pack, and if I happen to call in a favor that would allow this opportunity to happen in more of a, how can I put it, level playing field?
One,
no disturbances,
right.
No, I get that they are pawns in a game. Maybe a distraction to the players while this is happening.
There is somebody who has been, shall we say, difficult to rein in, given the area that they're currently spread into.
If he says Johnny Trash Cans, I swear to God, Jimmy Trash Cans.
Jimmy Trash Cans. He is, unfortunately, someone that we can't control. So I don't know how easily a favor like that could be called in, but he is a man that can be bought, Mr. Wood. So
does he say his name, by the way? He says no, he doesn't.
So a distraction could be on the table. Are you calling in a favor, Mr. Wood? Is it that time? I'm calling
in this favor. If I'm calling in this favor, it needs to be a distraction worth not being traced back. Well, if the idea of this is that this distraction would make it so anything that does transpire in the middle of it does not somehow trace back to us.
Mr. Wood, if anything that Jimmy Trash Cans does is gets traced back to you, then he has not lived up to his end of the bargain. That man is a force of nature.
Yeah, I think he's also infected.
Oh, of course
He's
he
never
is.
asked you that question?
Oh, every
Never
time.
asked you that question because
Every time. Which is not as funny once you learn that his people regenerate. So getting an infection would be at most discomfort for a day or two.
Well, is this something that you're? Because if I do cash in his said favor,
Mhm.
Then then how can I reach you in order to request this?
Oh,
Instead of you, unless you want to meet in another coffee shop like this one.
I mean, I believe Virginia has access to my ghoul. What is it you call her? Tricks?
Yeah.
Adorable.
I'll have Trix call you then. I'll have Trix get in contact with you.
Sure.
Let you know.
Right.
That way, if that does happen, then all we would really need is a date and time.
Yeah. Once I get the word from Virginia that you would like to cash in your check, I will take no more than a week to get Mr. Tucker and his associates to a befitting place for this endeavor to go down. One that would behoove Mr. Trashcan's location and abilities.
And
until
then,
is this acceptable?
Like I said, I'll be giving it some thought, but as soon as if it does come to pass, you'll be the first to know.
He'll be in touch.
Yeah. And he extends his hand to you.
And I grip it and I know that he's already gripping my hand as hard as he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to at least match it as much without looking like I'm using fortitude. Looking like I'm using
it hurts.
Potence, without using potence. So potence 3.
Oh yeah, no, he's rocking potence 5. So it hurts, but the fortitude that you have helps. Oh, you don't have fortitude.
No, I have Protean.
Yeah, no.
Protean obfuscate.
So so your hand is crushed.
I was like, that can help you during a handshake if you pop the claws first.
Yeah.
But you do hear like the first knuckle pop and then a little bit of the crushing noise, and he stops. It's like, oh, sorry, I thought you were gonna give as good as you got. That should heal soon. All right. As witnesses, I think that we have an agreement. I'll start putting the gears to work. He gets up. Mr. Wood, understand that once you've cashed in this favor, the slate is clean. The board is wiped. I no longer have a need to be cordial to the... He takes a moment, looks at Sam. To the 3 of you.
Sam hasn't taken his eyes off the guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, I am.
It's rough because
clear.
there's moments where like when he makes eye contact with you, like your beast cows. Like you can definitely tell that there is a difference in potency between the two of you.
Let me ask you something. If I use majesty in a situation like this to try to, even though my hand is crushed, I want to be able to let him know the kind of power that I have, considering I do have majesty.
Ooh.
Mm.
What is that, presence?
So that, yeah, because my presence is a 5.
Damn.
That's a spicy meatball.
That's
Yeah, remember, there was a lot of downtime at one point, and I was like,
that was,
it's 2 rouse checks. I know that much.
yeah.
I'll be bleeding from my eyes, but
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, to experience majesty is to be in the presence of the divine or the infernal. People in the presence of the user can only stare, slack-jawed, or avert their eyes. In fierce
Remember, there are 3 humans in this place.
They are never going to forget.
Everybody's gonna take a shit immediately when I do this. All those mortals are taking a shit immediately when this happens.
Composure resolve.
Like that coffee ran right through them. And then some. Like,
okay. Yeah. So if you want to turn on majesty, it will be 2 rouse checks.
oh yeah, I rolled it. I got a 7 and a 2. So and my hunger's up to 3 now.
Yeah.
Good. At least I'm not bleeding from the eyes.
That's a dangerous game. And now it's going to be your charisma and presence against his composure and resolve.
Gonna be the first Bruja in Salem to frenzy from just wanting to show his nuts.
Yeah.
Is this infected?
Is it
Is
infected?
this infected? Charisma and what? I'm sorry?
Charisma and presence.
Oh, good. And I'm using willpower in this too, just in case. I'm making
at the end.
this. Yeah, I'll use willpower at
It's
the
after. It's after you roll.
5, 6, so 8 die 4.
You know, smack you so hard. You're
Does he surge too? No, just in case. Maybe.
Oh, I've actually never surged. So surging it's just another rouse.
It's another rouse, but it gives you 2 dice to that stat pool.
Yeah, I'll rouse. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Remember, before you roll, remember what one of your flaws is.
Yeah, I know. I'll be bleeding from my goddamn eyes. I understand.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
And I rolled a 6. I am so happy I did.
Okay. So add 2 more dice to your roll.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's a lot of dice.
That's a spicy
no. It's not that. It's not that because out of the 3 hunger die, one of them is a 10.
Oh.
Yeah.
But do you have a second 10? Because that's when you get a critical.
So 10, 7. Okay, so 2 7s, 4, 2. No other 10s.
Okay.
So I got a 10. So 10 and 8 on the hunger.
Okay.
And a 4 on the hunger. So that's it. 2 7s, 2 6s, and the rest are under 5.
Okay. So 6 successes. Unfortunately, that's also what I got. So the only time
I will use willpower to reroll those underneath guys. I'll reroll the 1 hunger die. Is it the 1 hunger die?
It's non-hunger dice.
Non-hunger dice, yeah.
Okay. Up to 3.
So I'll reroll. So I'm going to use 1 willpower.
Okay.
And I will reroll.
That's why you got it.
And I got an 8 and an 8, a 2, and a 3. So
Okay.
that's
so 7.
1 more success.
I also willpowered and got 2 more successes.
Ooh. All right.
So
I want to keep going. How much will you want to play this game? Play this game? I'll play this game with you.
I got 1 more die that I can reroll, and so
yeah, I'll reroll those 2.
Okay.
We'll reroll the 2, and that's another 10. God damn it, that's what I get. All right.
So yeah, so you got a crit this time though, because you matched the other 10 that you had before.
Yeah. What does a bestial crit look like for Majesty? Is what I'm trying to.
Like me and Sam need ponchos.
Yes. Do you remember when Frodo offers the ring to Galadriel?
Oh man, is
in
that
Lord
what
of
it's
the
gonna
Rings?
look like?
That's what it looks like.
Could
and-
it have gone the other way? Could it have just been like ultimate bright light shines throughout this whole? Everybody's blinded. No. Okay, cool.
No,
All right.
especially with how much Grant has been poking at you and your beast. Like there's a moment where, given any chance to lash out, it does.
Oh my god, that's it. Okay, so everybody took all the mortals took a shit inside.
Oh, 100%. Like there's a moment where Erickson just stands up in place, destroying the table in front of Sam and in front of Andreas. Everybody turns to look. They see this incarnation of every biblical monstrosity. And the old woman who was listfully looking out the window just keels over, holding her heart.
Oh God.
The old man and the young girl both faint. The two women behind the counter just cross themselves and start praying, crying, and there's a moment where Grant kind of cocks his head at you and then blinks over to his door, to the car door.
Mm-hmm.
But he is not looking in your direction anymore, because he only had the one round to get out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Given what he rolled.
Sam gets up. He starts crowd control with the people who are conscious.
Is Sam and Andreas trying to fight the Majesty?
I'm going to use Forgetful Mind on them if that's, or is that not something that'll work with Majesty?
Well, no, I'm saying, like, can you even act? Can you and Andreas even act?
I don't know.
Yeah. So
what do I roll?
You're resolving composure.
Resolve, yeah. Composure.
They have to beat my successes.
Yes.
Oh, then no, I feel so.
I totally can't do that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Unless you guys also crit. Unless you guys also crit.
Oh, wait, no. Wait, what? 1, 2. No, I got 4 and a crit.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so even you and Andreas both just kind of like look up at Erickson. What is the one thing that you both think would demand this level of just awe in both of you?
Damn, I'm so fucking jaded.
It's not just awe, it's terror. It's going to be how he remembers his father when he was younger.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I sort of lost God in the camps for one thing or another, but I mean beyond antediluvian, I couldn't figure anything out that would even freak me out at this point.
Okay. Yeah, there's a moment where him standing up.
I experienced, what is it, the Week of Nightmares or whatever that was?
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of those, I felt that sort of level of it before.
Yep.
Last time with Ravana screaming at me.
Yeah. When he stands up, there's this brief moment where his defiance just reminds you of Ravnos himself, kind of facing the odds of all of the combined might that was thrown against him.
3 spirit nukes.
Yep. And as instantly as Erickson assumes this majesty, it's gone. Unless you want to hold it for the scene.
Hell no, I'm not.
Okay.
The moment I see that happen, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably say, out of the whole time that we've had that downtime, I may have used Majesty once,
Mm-hmm.
and even then, it was a little out of control.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that I bestial crit with Majesty. So this is already like it's like I'm Phoenix, and I don't know how to stop everything turning on fire around me.
Yeah.
I have to be like, no, stop, wait, why?
That's why it was more Galadriel than what you wanted, because it wasn't you that scored these successes. It was your beast, and so it wanted to make sure that everyone here knew just what kind of monstrosity you really are.
Yeah. So I immediately turned this off, and I'm like, and I start, as Samuel has said, I'm looking around as far as how bad it is right now, because obviously I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm looking at both of them to see if they're still affected by this.
They're holding each other, just crying, going over the Our Father together. The couple that were eating together are unconscious, and the old lady doesn't look like she's breathing.
Great. So I look at Andreas and Samuel just to make sure that they're still being affected right now.
They're coming out of it.
Yeah, he's gonna. You see Samuel shake his head. He there's an edge. He seems like when he's talking earlier, it was very professional, composed. He definitely seems like there's an anger. He was angry for a minute there, but it's fading now that the Majesty's gone.
Lucas is weeping in the car, by the way.
Oh my God. It affected him too.
Yeah, he was looking He was looking into the room.
Yeah.
All right. So crowd control. He's back too.
Yep.
I immediately go into, obviously anybody that's in the kitchen or in that kitchen area is also.
There's nobody in the kitchen. This is more like a coffee shop, so it's just coffee and pastries.
Cool.
So,
it's just two behind the counter.
Yeah, I was gonna say forgetful mind on the two. I'll do 2 rouse checks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I turn any light, any fire that I had on, even from the paper, I'm going to turn off. I'm also going to. I'm not setting this place on fire. I'm going to.
For once,
I'm sorry.
For
Yeah,
once,
for once
we
we're
are
not.
All right. If that
Yeah,
paper is smoldering, I am stomping it out.
I want to say. Trying to think. None of this stuff would use CO2. Nothing here that would cause like a gas leak. That would cause this issue in their heads. But you said, this again, I've never met anybody that uses forgetful mind. So if you're doing,
so the 2 people who are awake, I got 1 hunger on that one. I got so 2 hunger rolls. I'm just essentially the last thing they remember is that the guy showed up, and we were just sitting at our table talking, and now he's gone.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
There was no you standing up. There was just that never happened.
Yep.
So the lady that looks dead.
Mm-hmm.
Looking over to see if, I'm checking for a pulse then.
It's super faint.
So
she's dying.
How is she? Oh, okay. So I'll just tell the lady at the desk, at the counter, just it looks like the lady may be having a cardiac event.
Yeah.
Can you call?
Yeah, and they immediately get to go to the phone.
Okay. I don't know what to do about the 2 unconscious. They probably won't remember anything. But
Pour some whiskey on them.
Pour some whiskey in this coffee shop. There's whiskey.
They would drunk.
Whiskey.
Is it an Irish coffee shop? I don't know.
All right, so if she's,
it's St. Patty's Day, Irish coffee. Yes.
so if they're good, if they're good, she's calling an ambulance. We need to relocate.
Yeah, time to get up. Yeah, it's time to go. I look over at Samuel. I'm like, well, are you coming with us? Do you want to meet somewhere else? If anything, I can give you our information in another location, as we just got to get out of here first.
Let's split up. Let's do that. Exchange information, split up, and then we'll get back together once. Because now I'm interested in this paper trail. So,
well, I look at him. I go, I don't say this very often, but I'm sorry I got you in on this.
Oh, no worries. We need to speak before you call in that favor, though. I want you to make sure you understand what you're getting into.
Oh no, I'm not calling this favor. Not after what I did. I'm not calling this favor. So
right, you shouldn't have done it before either. It's just everything he was saying was exactly what he wanted you to do. He wanted that pack gone because other people like the pack.
Mm-hmm.
He wants your favor gone so that he can deal with us. Or, I'm sorry, well, now it's us, but the two of you.
No, it's us. And
it's us now.
It's us now. It's us now. And you know what? Yeah. You know what? Out of all three, as we're walking away, as the ambulance is being called, we're just all, casually walking out.
Yeah. The moment that Sam comes out, like Lucas gets out and opens the door for him.
Are you okay, Lucas?
I've never seen anything like that, sir.
Well,
I extend my hand to Lucas. I'm like, sorry that you got caught in the crossfire there.
It comes with the territory, and he shakes your hand. Lucas.
Erickson Wood. And I look back at Samuel. I'm like, we'll be in touch very soon.
Understood. It was eventful.
That's the word to use.
Armageddon out of here.
I'm getting out of here. And as everybody kind of goes their separate ways for the night, this is a good point to call it. So,
yeah.
What a curveball tonight has been. I want to thank you guys.
I haven't done a Bruja thing in a while.
You haven't. And I was like, you know what? Let me see if he goes full Bruja, and you did. You went, you went full Bruja. You're like,
I apologize in advance. I apologize in advance to my coterie because this is gonna be worse. It got worse.
Yeah, no, I thought about it. I was like, I wonder what he would do if I throw Grant Reynolds at him after he's heard all this shit. And you were like, I'm gonna walk right into this trap, baby. Waddle. So thank you.
I was like, don't let me find out what this other silver bullet does.
It's only for that one werewolf.
I know.
But yeah, thank you guys for coming in to this episode. Thank you, Antero, for joining the cast. I hope
absolutely.
I hope it's as fun as you thought it was going to be.
It is more.
You've got to deal with a Sabbat Templar now. So much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you're perfectly set up to fight a Sabbat Templar as a forensic accountant.
Oh, yes. I'll do his books.
Yeah.
Never see it coming.
Gonna go to jail. Tax evasion.
Yeah.
He can help us work on the money to hire people to handle all the guns that I traffic.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Yeah.
Venture gonna venture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like everybody says. Venture's actual third discipline is resources.
I thought it was Excel.
No, that's new venture.
Like
This is 1985. There's no Excel.
Yeah.
It's
I'm telling you,
It's graph paper.
Erickson just,
You're behind the curve on the venture, then.
bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, Erickson is just like embarrassed on how he was easily.
He poked the bear and you fell for it.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for taking part. Thank you to the audience for joining us as well. As always, I want to give you guys a chance to plug whatever you're into. So Erickson, let's start with you. What are you up to? Where can people find you online if you want to be found?
Yeah, when I'm not trying to, send people to the hospital, you can find me on social media under Mr. Underscore with the underscore in between each word. You can also see on TikTok. I have an account, Critter Die Bears Love Gaming. If you want to check that out. I also am not only a vampire, but I'm also a pirate. At one point, I was a bird. Who knows? I'll probably be something else. With regards to this channel. Also, if you like 90s, alternative style music, you can always check out my music. I'm a drummer for this band called Black Cat Miami. We're on Spotify. You can check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Eric, what are you up to? Where can people find you online if you want to be found?
No, nobody can find me online right now. I'm doing all my work in the real world.
Nice. And then Tara, what are you up to? Where can people find you online if you want to be found?
Like nowhere really online except like here, where I play this and a samurai, and both are a lot of fun. And then on other days of the week, I play I'm going to be playing a mage under that guy over there in Miami, which will be interesting. And then I go back to my my first vampire character in Chicago on Saturdays.
Nice.
It's picking back up this week. So
yeah, Hidden City.
And hey, should I put this Black Cat on Jack's playlist? Is that a good pickup?
I think that might be a good pickup.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that'll work. I think it'll work. Cool. Yeah. Right. I may or may not have offered Kenny an idea for a mashup that I thought would be fantastic. So we'll see if that comes to fruition.
All right.
I'm not musically inclined, but I was like, huh.
Neither am I, which is weird.
Yeah. Like I don't know music theory. Like I've done DJ stuff, but I've never like tried to blend the music together. So I'm just like, you do this. I'm an idea guy.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I didn't go to school for music, but it just somehow works for me. That's what can attest. Like, that's the other thing is that some of the music that you hear on some of the campaigns that Will runs, I also have done. Yeah. Don't ask me to do anything more than a minute and a half worth of music. I can only do theme music. I can't really do like a full score. So don't. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But yeah, I think Scion, and 7th you did.
Scion 7C, and then I believe you also used it when we did the Wander Home as well.
Yeah.
And I still have a couple sitting there that you haven't used yet. Yeah. And I don't know if you will, but who knows?
We'll find projects for it.
Also, we had one for Gods of Appalachia as well.
Yeah, we did have the Old Gods, which is a good one. I think I'm gonna reuse that for our May run of miniseries on Saturdays, because I think it fits that game system. But I will divulge what that is as we get closer to that. As always, you can find us here on Mondays for Vampire the Masquerade, Tuesdays for either Werewolf the Wild West or Scion First Edition from World of Darkness, and then Thursdays we do Legend of the Five Rings or 7th Sea. And then you can catch me on Wednesdays at McStabber Studios as I run Mage for them starting this week, and going for 8-episode run of a series. And sometimes I show up on their Friday Kansas City game where I get to play the newest Baron, the handsomest Baron of Kansas City. And I've also snuck my way into the guest cast for that same Chicago Hidden City game on Saturdays. So we'll see what trouble I can get up to and start mixing shit up with them. once that happens. But as always, please know that it is okay to not be okay. We take mental health on the channel very serious. And if you're watching live, there's going to be phone numbers going up, so you can reach out for support. They'll be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not in the United States or you don't do well with phone calls or text messages, you can always go to findahelpline.com to find the resources nearest you if you're not in the United States, or if you just want to find resources that are different from run-of-the-mill, more online if you are more savvy with technology. But just know there are people out there who want to help you. So as always, please remember that it is okay to not be okay, and the world is a better place because you're in it. And as always, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you when we see you. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.